Gonzi joining us in a bit on sign language, Mughal Mohammed. For now, let's take a look at the top stories for the night. Global Award for using satellite technology to monitor drought and famine. Ministry of Health wants the passing of the National Insurance Health Scheme expedited. In Zimbabwe, new banknotes issued. And in the world of sports, crested cranes arrive in Tanzania for Sikafa's Senior Women Challenge Camp. Hello once again. Horticulture production is expected to increase after the smart greenhouse hydroponics system unveiled at Makerere University Research Institute, Kabanyoro. The Vice President of Uganda, Edward Kiwanuka II, advises farmers to adapt to new farming technologies. The system also scale commercial, medium and lower horticulture farmers in the country to enhance their household incomes.
Commercial, medium and lower horticulture farmers in the country need to adapt the smart greenhouse hydroponics system that was launched by the Vice President Edward Kiwanuka II. The Vice President Edward Kiwanuka II encouraged farmers to adapt new technologies of farming that enhance production for export.
It is important to shift the minds of our farmers from just substituting on agriculture, subsisting on agriculture, to seeing it as their business, based on cost and benefit analysis.
The smart greenhouse hydroponics system was developed by Makerere University Research Institute, Kabanyoro.
There are different types of hydroponics, but for now, for us, we use drip hydroponics because a long time back they were using hydroponics where you splash water so that the media or the solution, the nutrients can pass where the roots are, and we are using a lot of water. So now this drip was adopted due to the essence of saving water.
The two greenhouses provided by the Korean government will help farmers and also boost the finances of the Makerere University Research Institute.
We must have had the speeches people mentioning Shinan ATEC, we must have had Egolate. So those are private partners who put in 30% of the money, and then Konka provided 70% of the money. And then the argument we have with them is that the profits, Makerere University will receive 30% of the profits. So the university is going to benefit also from the financial perspective of the project.
The envoy of South Korea, led by the Deputy Ambassador Lee Jun, pleaded support to Ugandan farmers.
As I conclude, allow me to reiterate that the Korean government will continue to provide all necessary support for the success of this project, and as well as continue our efforts in advancing the excellent bilateral relations between Uganda and Korea. We look forward to strengthening our ties in the future years and present. Thank you very much.
Smart greenhouse hydroponic system with 2 greenhouses was launched to implement Korea International Cooperation Agency and an inclusive business solution project in the country. Joseph Okow compiled this report.
The Prime Minister, Dr. Hakana Rugunda, has received the Global Award that was given to the Office of the Prime Minister in recognition of Uganda's commendable use of satellite technology to monitor and manage drought and famine in the country. Now, the award given to Uganda was in the category of 2019 Earth Observations for Sustainable Development Goals Award and was organized by the Group on Earth Observations in Canberra, Australia last week.
The Prime Minister, Dr. Hakana Rugunda, has officially received the Global Award that was given to Uganda in recognition of her outstanding use of satellite products in monitoring crop conditions for mitigation of impact of drought and famine in Karamoja under the disaster risk financing projects. The Premier, who received the award from the Minister of State for Environment, Dr. Goreti Kitutu, and handed it over to the Minister of Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Hilary Onek, said there is need to create more avenues for disseminating information and raising awareness about government works and projects among the public.
It's a great pleasure on behalf of Uganda we receive this global recognition for optimal utilization of satellite in order to be able to fight against drought and against excessive rain and protect the people of Uganda. Thank you very much.
We're glad to receive this from Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Okay. This certificate of recognition for this excellent work.
The Minister for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Hilary Onek, said the Department of Disaster has progressed over time and will continue to predict accurately any looming disasters and warn the country.
I must say that actually the efforts of government has paid off, because since I joined this ministry in 2013, when we used to have a reactive approach to disaster, now we have a proactive approach to disaster. We put in place the network center where we started using satellites to observe this. To date, we are able to predict accurately, and right now the level of casualties arising from disasters have reduced. Actually now, recently there have been close to 80 landslides in Buguda area, in all this area, but there's been no death because of our timely action to ensure that they are warned when the disaster is looming, and then we will carry on with that process in ourselves. We want to scientifically operate, and we shall continue in that direction, sir. Thank you.
The Minister of State for Environment, Dr. Goreti Kitutu, highlighted that Uganda, and particularly the Office of the Prime Minister, was recognized for its tremendous work in averting disasters, thus helping and protecting the people in advance who would have been victims. The Earth Observation for SDGs initiative that organized the Global Awards specializes in recognizing the countries, organizations, and institutions that are making the vision of using satellite products a reality. The award handover ceremony was witnessed by the First Deputy Prime Minister, General Moses Ali, the Minister for Karamoja, John Byabagambi, the Government Chief Whip, Honorable Ruth Nankabira, the Minister of State for Refugees, Musa Ichweru, the Minister of State for Karamoja, Moses Kizige, the Permanent Secretary of the Office of the Prime Minister, Christine Guwatu Dechintu, and other government officials. Doreen Nasasra reporting for UBC News.
Meanwhile, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, UBC, has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with International Youth Fellowship of South Korea to secure economic independence for youth. The General Secretary, International Youth Fellowship, Dr. Lee Han-mok, told UBC management, led by the MD Winston Agaba, that a research they did shows that Ugandans are in need of mindset change.
Uganda Broadcasting Corporation has benchmarked the South Korea story on mindset change.
We want our staff to get inculcated into what it means to have the right mindset for development. So learning from the Korean story, we hope that our staff are going to get this training. That's what the MOU talks about.
UBC Managing Director Winston Agawa says national broadcaster will take on an active role after signing a memorandum of understanding with the International Youth Fellowship.
We shall be rolling out this training across the country, and the ripple effect will be that we shall be able to report objectively, we shall be able to guide the nation, because our role as UBC is to inform and educate. The entertainment bit is come at the tail end. So the information and the educating part of the role of UBC is what we're going to emphasize, and we believe that the success stories that have happened across the globe are something that we must benchmark and bring to your screens, bring to your radio sets for us to develop this country.
The Secretary, International Youth Fellowship, Dr. Lee Mok, explained how mindset change created the transformation of South Korea.
And the meaning of this mind education is
첫 번째 대로 생각을 깊이 하는 부분입니다.
it gives you development of the ability to think deeply.
두 번째는
Second is
마음을 형성하는
the formation of a strong heart.
For now, employees of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation will be trained on mindset change as priority. So that Kai, UBC.
The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development has launched the National Task Force of Labour Productivity to reduce low-income earnings. The task force, headed by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Gender, is composed of 21 government agencies like Bank of Uganda.
Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development has launched the National Task Force of Labour Productivity. The task force is composed of 21 government agencies, including Ministry of Health, Bank of Uganda, National Organization of Trade Unions. Gender Minister Janet Mukwaya says this initiative will improve labour productivity. She lashed at poor attitude towards work.
We should have a baseline study. As we start to move, where are we? Where are the gaps? So that we can, after 1 year, we can be able to say that we have moved 10%, 20%, and in the next 5 years, we'll be able to see, and each constraint that we achieve, we'll be able to record that one should be deleted from the list. So I think our first activity is to demand that we do a baseline survey. If we have it, then we should present it and remind ourselves that here we are, but we want to go here. So the strategies to move should be based on where we are now.
The chairperson of the National Task Force of Labour Productivity, James Ebitu, says there is high expectations from the task force.
A roadmap of establishing a permanent institution. In other countries it is called Labour Productivity Center Organization that will be responsible for not only studying the trends of labour productivity in the country, but to propose strategies to government for improving labour productivity.
This is the first initiative to ensure the country achieves the middle income class.
Export collapses now and again. Why? Because of the backward and forward linkages. The production centers are not producing enough. So each one who is given supply 10 containers of this, one supplies once and never to be had again. So why don't you, from the market, why don't you work with all these structures so that people know that you are producing for this, and if you are to produce for this, this is what you require.
I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gwitabinji.
Now, Ministry of Health wants Parliament to pass the National Health Insurance Bill. Minister of State for Health in charge of general duties, Sarah Opendi, is of the view that the National Health Insurance Scheme will improve access to quality health care.
Health insurance in Uganda only covers 1% of the population, mainly those in the formal sector, leaving out 85% of people employed by the informal sector. Ministry of Health came up with the National Health Insurance Bill, which is before Parliament. Minister of State for Health in charge of general duties, Sarah Opendi, is of the view that if the bill is passed into law, it will improve access to quality health care.
Increasing and improving the financing for health, eliminating the out-of-pocket, and of course, by approving the National Health Insurance Scheme, we are targeting dealing with this particular challenge. And I hope that members of Parliament and the Health Committee can fast-track this, and we'll have this before the end of this financial year, before June 2020. And of course, strengthening the intersectoral action to address the social determinants of health.
There are 32 districts which are implementing community health insurance schemes where people come together and pool resources to meet their health needs. The case in point is Ruwero district, where different groups subscribed to a health savings scheme known as Mono Mubulwadde.
We used to sell our things which are at home, for example, the bicycles, maybe the animals, goats, and so on. Because when you get sick, you don't have money, you have to sell what you have at home so that you take your people, your child to the health center. But now it is easy to take your child to the health center, so it's also one of the benefits we have got.
Stakeholders in the health insurance have also emphasized on the need to educate the population on the benefits of insurance in preparation for the rollout of the National Health Insurance Scheme.
Health insurance education now, this is about health insurance. People appreciating the concept of insurance, risk pooling, solidarity, because if that is not given, when people pay, eventually they will say, if I don't fall sick, maybe I've lost money. But if they are given this education, then they will appreciate that we are doing risk pooling, we are in solidarity. I don't have to fall sick, but if someone else is sick, then our money goes to treat those people.
Ministry of Health is emphasizing educating the population on disease control and prevention. Adiana Kute, UBC.
And a team of experts from Uganda National Roads Authority, UNRA, is in Kasese district to assess the magnitude of the damage on Kazinga Channel. The bridge that connects Kasese and Greater Bushenyi districts collapsed due to heavy rains. UNRA's bridge construction and structures engineer, Lawrence Pario, who is heading the team, says the bridge will be worked on in a period of 2 weeks.
Heavy truck drivers plying the Kasese-Mbarara roads have been advised to use Fort Potokamwenge route to avoid inconveniences. The diversion is aimed at enabling engineers from Uganda National Roads Authority to repair the broken bridge at Kazinga Channel in Kasese. The bridge connects Kasese and Greater Bushenyi. This, however, will be short-lived as a team of experts from UNRA is in the area to find a lasting solution. The team is being led by the in-charge of bridge construction and structures at UNRA, Engineer Lawrence Pario. Former Bunyaruguru County Member of Parliament, Cadet Benjamin, disagrees with the period set for repair.
Kitegeeza nti omulimu w'eno bwe Kasese omulimu w'e Bunyaruguru agenda kukosebwa nnyo olwansonga nti ennyaanya ze, obutungulu bwe, watermelon ze na buli kimu kigenda kweyongera.
The bridge was constructed in 1956 in preparation for the visit by the Queen of England. There is a worry that government will lose revenue since the bridge connects to Queen Elizabeth National Park, which attracts tourists.
And with that, let's take a quick break. We return with business news. You're watching News Tonight.
Are you an innovator or a researcher? Have you designed an innovative solution to address deforestation and depletion of forest cover in Uganda? The United Nations Development Programme UNDP Accelerator Lab has organized a solutions mapping workshop scheduled for 26th November 2019. Outstanding solutions to deforestation and depletion of forest cover in Uganda will be identified, and the process to test and grow the most promising solutions will commence through a learning and collaborative process. To participate, send your one-page application to registry.ug@undp.org or call 0772 147 517 or 0785 700 325. Deadline for application is 22nd November 2019.
Introducing the new itel P15 smartphone with free 1GB Airtel data every month for 3 months. Enjoy unique features like the big memory, 4000 mAh big battery, 5-inch HD screen, and the fingerprint sensor. Dial *175 *9# to activate free 1GB Airtel data every month for 3 months. Get yours at the nearest itel branded shop. itel, in partnership with Airtel, the smartphone network.
This Friday, 15th November 2019, the East African community will be marking 20 years of integration and cooperation under the theme Deepening Integration, Widening Cooperation. Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, in conjunction with the Ministry of East African Community Affairs, will air a live debate by East African community school clubs from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Friday, 15th November 2019. This will be followed by a live broadcast of the Eria Kategaya Memorial Lecture from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. East African Community at 20, live, free, and exclusive to Uganda Broadcasting Corporation.
My first 4G smartphone from Airtel is back. It's bigger, better, and comes with 5GB free data per month for 3 months. At only 200,000 Uganda shillings, enjoy fantastic features on the phone, like the face unlock feature, long battery life. Live your life in 4G with my first 4G smartphone at only 200,000 Uganda shillings and get free 5GB data every month for 3 months. Visit the nearest Airtel shop, dial *175 *9# to enjoy free data. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. You're still watching Eastern Night. In business news, Bank of Uganda has appreciated the role that digital financial services play in improving quality of banking services. In another development, potential players in the oil and gas value chain have been taken through various investment opportunities in the nascent sector.
The fabrication and construction workshop for the business incubator cohort is aimed at highlighting some of the opportunities in the oil and gas value chain and foster local participation.
What we are still looking at is what will be retained in Uganda in totality, both engineering, hospitality, logistics, and whatever. The work that has been done so far, the estimation is like about 28% of the investment has been at least kept in Uganda. We are working very hard to see if that number can be raised up to 50.
With Uganda due to enter the production phase of oil and gas, stakeholders in the public and private sector are versed with key developments in the sector.
We have facilities for fabrication of machined parts, welded parts. We also have facilities for electrical machines, repair and maintenance.
The presentation centered on construction projects and requirements for Tilenga, Kingfisher and the East African crude oil pipeline. In another development, Bank of Uganda has urged the public to take advantage of the new innovations in the banking sector. As the bank services go digital, there have been concerns of loss of jobs.
This is creative destruction. You create something, you destroy something to create something new. So while initially you think about losing of jobs, think about the opportunities in terms of the new skills and that will be available or that will be needed for those to be able to run these kind of facilities.
This was at the unveiling of the first cashless bank in the country and in Africa by ABSA. The bank's fully digital branch at IPS Building on Parliamentary Avenue offers customers greater convenience through self-service and automated digital platforms.
Now, the idea of cashless has come around from the convenience that the customers want. The idea really was that we offer deposit facility. We offer state-of-the-art ATMs, intelligent ATMs, the ATMs which can give more cash than before, ATMs which can have higher quality of safety features, and then at the same time we want digital adoption.
Globally, the banking industry is continuously being disrupted by technology.
That we are brave, we are passionate, and we are ready. Thank you very much.
Dennis Igoa and Robin Yoso for UBC Business.
Send money from Airtel to Airtel at 60% discounted rates. Yes, you can now send money for as low as 100 shillings and a maximum of 1,000 shillings. And that's not all. You can now withdraw up to 7 million shillings from your nearest Airtel money agent for as low as 12,500 shillings. Remember, depositing money is free, buying airtime through Airtel Money is free, Airtel Money and PIN registration is free. Do not pay any transaction charges directly to the agent, and never share your PIN number with anyone. Enjoy the lowest rates on sending and withdrawing money on Airtel Money today. Airtel Money, simple, instant, secure. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Chirudo National Referral Hospital, in conjunction with Smile Train International, have organized a surgical camp on enhancing cleft lip and palate care. During this camp, patients with cleft lips and palates will receive free surgery and care. The camp will begin on 16th of November to 23rd of November 2019 from Chirudo Hospital. We request the general public to send patients with cleft lips and palates to come and receive these free services to have their smiles restored and their general physical appearance improved. For more information and booking, contact 0772 608 026 or 0701 910 890 or 0785 910 810.
When the 2008 global economic crisis hit the globe, it hit Africa hard. The level of aid and direct investment fell significantly. African countries resolved to take charge of Africa's destiny by mobilizing revenue internally. So in November 2009, 25 African countries converged in Kampala to launch the African Tax Administration Forum, ATAF, a beacon of hope to strengthen Africa's revenue mobilization and administration. Now, ATAF is coming back to Uganda, where the journey began. It's coming to celebrate its 10th anniversary. Uganda is proud to host the 4th International Conference on Tax in Africa, ICTA, from the 19th to 22nd November 2019 at Kampala Serena Hotel to take stock of the lessons from the decade-long existence of ATAF and map the next course for Africa's tax administration. Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Inspirational moment with Pastor Jackson Senyonga of Christian Life Church, Kampala.
The Lord is going to restore our lives. He will not let his children be oppressed. You not work on a project and end midway. You will not begin building and your construction stalls. You will not stall.
Inspirational moment with Pastor Jackson Senyonga of Christian Life Church, Kampala.
On the sports news, Ugandan national women football team, the Crested Cranes, have arrived in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania for the Sikafa Senior Women Challenge Cup due on the 16th to the 25th November 2019. Led by Ruth Tura of UCU Lady Cardinals as the team captain, the team comprises of 20 players to compete after a 10 days residential camp. Uganda in Group B plays its first game on Sunday, 17th November November against Djibouti at Shamazi Stadium. The second game will come against Ethiopia on 19th November. It will be a Tuesday, before finalizing with group matches with a hot duel against rivals Kenya on Thursday, 21st November at Shamazi Stadium. The top two teams in Group A and B will qualify for the semi-finals. With that, let's quickly take a look at the headlines. Uganda wins global award for using satellite technology to monitor drought and famine. Ministry of Health wants the passing of the National Insurance Health Scheme expedited. Zimbabwe issues new banknotes. While in sports, crested cranes arrive in Tanzania for Sikafa's Senior Women Challenge Cup. That does it for now. Mugalu Mohammed on sign language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. We do return at 10 o'clock with more details. For now, we'll leave you with the weather update.
In wet weather activities across the country, especially the northern sector. However, much of the country has been with hazy conditions. I'm St. Alex Kim from the Weather Center with the weather forecast only here on UBC TV. The kind of weather we are experiencing is because of dry winds coming from the north of Africa through Sahara Desert into our region, causing a reduction in wet weather activities, especially in the north of the country. Tomorrow morning, we do expect sunny intervals in most parts of the country, apart from a few areas along the Lake Victoria Basin, where we do expect some chances of rainfall. Into the afternoon, we do expect a continuation of wet weather activities along the Lake Victoria Basin, as well as the southwestern of the country. This will bring temperatures down to 29 degrees Celsius in Kitgum, the nation's capital, Kampala, at 27 degrees Celsius.